Welcome back to the Fan of Life channel, everybody. Today we're going to keep on the theme of real estate, but I'm going to do a different strategy. Hopefully you were able to watch last week's video when I talked about how to fix and flip or do assignments and make profit in and out quickly through real estate without using any of your own money, using OPM. And if you haven't watched it and you don't know what OPM is, please go back, watch that video, because today we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about long-term holds. So let's get after it. Like I stated in the last video, one of the reasons why I love real estate is because it comes in so many forms or so many options in how you can make or generate income. You can do it passively or you can do it actively. Last week, fix and flip and assignments, I talked about how you can actively produce and generate income. So long as you follow those paths, you continue to make money if you make the right choices and right investments. Now, let's talk about passive income. The income that comes in whether you sleep, whether you go on vacation, sabbatical, or what have you. And that passive income in real estate comes in the form of rental portfolios. Nowadays, there's other options within that as well too. People are doing Airbnb, people are doing lease options, people are doing seller finance, etc. But we're gonna keep this basic today. So the very most basic way for you to acquire and hold on to properties for rentals is to be able to buy it yourself. And how you're going to do that with little to none of your money is through what we call the BRRRR Method. The process of BRRRR is real simple. It's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. If you can do it once, you can do it as many times as you want. And it goes a little something like this. I'll use 100,000 because it's an easy number. So let's say you find a house that's undervalued, but because you did the assessment and you did the comps, if it was in mint condition, it could be worth market value $100,000. But because it's a distressed property, it's worth less than that. And if you can come in strong with a cash offer, you can probably get it at a steal. So let's say you settle with the seller on $60,000 purchase. You're now in the house for $60,000. You did an estimate and you decide that $15,000 worth of rehab or fix-up will bring this house up to market value. So you put another $15,000 in. Now you're in this property for $75,000 of upfront money, but the house is worth $100,000. Put that in the back burner. We move on to the next step. So you just bought it, you just rehabbed it. Now you're going to rent it out. You put a renter in there because now this renter becomes your monthly cash flow. He or she or the family will pay you a monthly fee to live in the house. Self-explanatory. Once this is all settled and you have everything in a rhythm, you now take it to the bank and you refinance this property at $100,000. Most banks will give you a 75% loan to value on the cost or on the value of the home. In other words, because it's not your primary residence, they'll take a look at the property and say, if it's worth $100,000, we will refinance and give you $75,000 in cash or at closing on the refinance. So basically, you just recoup your upfront money. And now you're in this house for $0. You have a renter paying your mortgage with a surplus, which becomes your cash flow. And you have that capital in your hand again, and you repeat the process. And whether it's 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand, whatever that number is, the process is always the same. The key thing is to always have an equity position once you're all said and done. Because remember, the loan to value typically on an aggressive lender will be 75% of the home value. And I'm proof of concept because I've done this 3 times. And my wife and I have a modest small portfolio of 3 rental homes using the BRRRR method. And we are continuing to do this and grow our portfolio. So that's just a start for us. Our hope is to eventually grow the BRRRR method and using that to purchase multifamilies and eventually roll it into apartments as well too. But I wanted to talk about the BRRRR method because I wanted to keep it very basic. So for people to go out there and really chase that passive income. Again, passive income is the key to financial freedom or the key to buying back your time. Because whether you make 100 grand a year, 50 grand a year, or whatever a year, if your time is leased out for a paycheck, you are not financially independent. So understand that concept and chase after it. And again, it doesn't have to be real estate. It's just something that I've acquired the knowledge to do, and this is what I'm pursuing and I'm sharing with you guys. And we encourage you guys to do your research so you can be on your right path as well too. So to review, BRRRR method: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. And do it over and over again and build your portfolio for your cash flow. And if you're asking me, well, Rick, how the heck do I have that $75,000 upfront money to get that $100,000 LTV or loan to value scenario? Well, watch the previous video and I showed you how to fix and flip or do assignments for cash. Build your cash and rotate your cash into passive income and build your financial freedom vehicle. In a soon to be released episode, I'm going to actually share a conversation I had with a buddy of mine who is a real estate investor and became a millionaire before the age of 30. 30, yes. So interesting conversation. I actually learned a lot about him, not just about real estate. So stay tuned for that. But for now, it's cold outside. BRRRR, use that method. Go buy yourself some passive income.